On 2nd April 2025, President Trump imposed a 10% baseline tariff on all U.S. trading partners. However, the new tariffs were suspended for 90 days, starting from April 10, 2025. If implemented, the new rate would increase tariffs on Kenyan exports to the U.S. from the current 0 to 0.3% to 10%. This would increase the cost of goods exported from Kenya to the United States. U.S. consumers may shift to cheaper alternatives or reduce the quantity demanded. It may also result in loss of jobs, mostly in the apparel-making export processing zones. Tariffs are taxes imposed by one country at its border on goods from a foreign country. Tariffs aim to protect local businesses from foreign competition. A trade deficit is when a country buys more goods than it sells. A trade surplus is when a country sells more goods than it buys. President Trump believes the U.S. imports too much, and he is using tariffs to encourage American manufacturing. In 2024, Kenya's exports to the United States were $737.3 million, with apparel accounting for 72%. Other exports included coffee, black tea, pharmaceuticals, and crafts. Kenya imported goods worth $782.5 million from the USA. These were petroleum products, capital goods, aircraft and parts, machinery, and pharmaceuticals, meaning the USA enjoys a trade surplus of $45.2 million over Kenya. In 2000, certain African countries were granted duty-free access to the United States through the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA. AGOA has created hundreds of thousands of direct and indirect jobs in Kenya within the apparel sector. This is according to the Kenya Association of Manufacturers. However, AGOA, with its zero tariffs, is due to expire in September 2025. Furthermore, the suspension of the 10% tariff and the lapse of AGOA are causes for concern. The Kenyan government needs to strike a deal with the United States urgently. $500,000 of export revenue is at stake.